Hi everybody, welcome to Live with Chaudhry. I'm in Boston for PEGS 2025 and I'm trying to catch up my good friend Sven Malik from Bruker Biosensors, who's actually presenting a poster this week. But before we talk about the poster, Sven, it's lovely to see you, my friend. How are you, first of all?
I'm fine, thanks for asking.
And how was the reception yesterday?
Nice. It was busy at the booth, so we had nice interest into our instruments, so that was working well, yeah.
Brilliant. Now, for people who are not familiar with Bruker Biosensors, what part of the business are you in terms of what solutions do you offer for Bruker Biosensors?
So Bruker Biosensors was formed after the acquisition of Dynamic Biosensors at the end of last year and finally focuses on providing high-quality instruments to measure molecular interactions.
Right. And this week, I know you've got a booth, but you've also got this poster which is behind you. So tell me more about the poster.
So finally, we show on the poster the solution that Bruker Biosensors offers.
Right.
So if we focus here on the left-hand side, this is the Triceratops SBR64, which is an SBR instrument which allows the customer to address 8 samples in 2 directions.
Right.
One direction is the vertical direction, so you could use that to attach an antibody, for example, to the sensor surface. And then it is followed by rotating the fluidics to allow the antigen injection as a concentration series in the horizontal direction. So with 2 injections, you fully characterize the 8 antibodies that you have captured. And you could use that to screen molecules, to do epitope characterizations, and screen through multiple hundreds of samples and finally characterize them. Yeah.
Right, okay.
So you see different binning formats that could be used, so an 8x8 format or 64x1 format, and finally then the heat map and the cluster graph.
Right, okay.
Once you found your hits, you could use further technologies such as switchSENSE. With the Helix Plus instrument, we have a unique Y structure, which allows you, for example, to look into avidity effects. So the key here is you could attach 2 different proteins to the Y structure and finally read out, and this is what we displayed here, you read out the interaction of this particular molecule to one of the antigens, and you see here fast on, fast off, and you do the same with the other antigen, or a faster on and off rate. But then the clue comes, if both antigens are present and we inject the molecule, that we see an increase and we see a slowdown in the off rate, so a higher affinity in the presence of 2 proteins available for the molecule. So this is one nice application where you can get further deep dive into the molecular interactions. And then the third instrument that we have is the Helix Cyto. So the key here to understand is that we measure real-time interaction on living cells. So the key workflow is described here. We have a cage on the sensor surface where we are able to capture intact cells. Then we inject the elidolite molecules. So here as a concentration series, 3 times the on rate, and then we measure once the off rate. So you are able to measure molecular interactions on intact living cells.
Right.
And finally, then here we have further examples. So you see the cages, the nano cages is working like a trap. So there's a certain flow direction, and we capture the cells, and you can control in the live camera image whether there's a cell trapped or not. And further on, you see like nice examples how this was used in the studies we had. And actually these are the solutions that we provide with Bruker Biosensors. And come to our booth, 215 here at PEGS, and talk to us.
Fantastic. Well, brilliant. Well, Sven, thank you for giving me that quick overview. So as Sven quite rightly said, if you'd like more details about the workflows and the instruments and how they can help you, come and meet Sven and the rest of the team at the booth. If you can't do that, then you can follow them on LinkedIn, go to their website, and also meet them at many, many other events throughout the year, including, of course, PEGS Europe later in the year. So Sven, it's lovely to see you, my friend. Enjoy the rest of the time in Boston. Viewers, thank you for watching. Until next time, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
It was a pleasure.